equipment that was putting on the program.
All set to go? Okay, good. Thank you.
Before we start the meeting, I'm going to ask everybody to completely turn their phones off because it does interfere with the recording equipment. Thank you.
You have one. You do have one of these. Well, I can see it from the street.
And the new year has begun. Yes. Oh, I can handle some Italian.
Yeah.
Friends I went to the would be so much nicer if you were doing it. Amen to that.
In October, that they're running Chambers having a go to Japan for 14 days.
Let's go with zero. One of my friends here happened to be there. She said it could be one hundred and CJ. That must be weird.
Japan.
They were doing like a
In the middle of the night, the other night. They were on the sirens, I heard.
What about the guy who got in Chase Bank? They have a
This is one that's down on South Mount Campus.
the one with the water.
This is the one in.
No, this is the one on
On South Campus?
Canyon.
Oh, I like that.
That was wrong?
Is there on the air?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, everybody, good afternoon. My name is Dottie Watson. I'm the chair of the VillageFest Board. So I'd like to call to order our meeting today on January 14th, 2020 already at 3:30. Roll call, please.
Chair Watson,
Here.
Vice Chair Campbell,
Here.
Board Member Garton,
Here.
Board Member Flick,
Here.
Board Member Gonella,
Here.
Board Member Montanti.
Here.
Board Member Baum is currently absent, and Board Member Meredith is currently absent, or Main Street Meredith.
Okay. All right, this is the time when we can have public comments from our audience, and each person would get 3 minutes, and it's basically to talk about anything regarding street fair or our board. If anybody would like to, you can come up at this time. Is there anybody? Okay, good. No complaints. Good sign.
Yet.
Yeah, good. Any board comments? None right now. Okay. Correspondence? Okay. The next is the consent calendar, but we're going to have to separate them because I wasn't here the last meeting. So I'll need a motion to accept the report and the posting of the agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Again. Okay, now the second,
We need a first and a second.
first, all right, who did the second? Nobody?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're gonna be the first one? You want to be the first?
Yeah.
And who's second?
All right, now it's the approval of the minutes, which I have to abstain from. All those in favor?
Aye.
We need a first and a second.
Oh, who gives the answer? See, I haven't been here in a while.
are out of.
I know.
This whole court is out
I've
of
been
order.
gone, I've
Dottie
been
needs a
gone a
cup of
while.
coffee.
All right, I need a first?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay.
second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and I abstain. Okay, we now go to legislative action. The first one is Patrick Lutero from Gourmet.
He will be absent.
Oh, he's, okay. All right, the next one is from his current vendor, Elias Rodriguez. Hi there. How are you?
Everybody,
No.
I've been a vendor for 20 years.
Come in front of the microphone, please. Thank you, dear.
And I had a video here in my cell phone. If you allow me to turn it on, you can see the way I make it in the video. But just the photo will be enough.
Well, if you've been in here for 20 years.
Yeah. I've been
Well,
here.
but we'll get the folder around and we'll probably have pictures. If not, we'll,
So I stopped making one of my products because, oh,
you
I
can
just
take,
stopped-
you know what, take it off.
It's
Okay.
being recorded.
There you go.
I stopped making one of the products that I used to make for 10 years because my hands start aching. You know, the dragons made of rope and wire?
Yes.
I stopped making them for last year. So I looked for a item that I can replace, and this is the one that I found that I like it. I've been making this for over a year.
Oh,
It is an ornament, completely made from scratch. I have here some steps, the way I used to make them.
Can you pass some of those around?
Oh, yes, you can get it. Get grab it. And I have all these, the samples here. Here I have photos.
But he's a current vendor, he's just
Right.
adding something, right?
Well,
Yeah.
he has to still, but that's all right.
Is this an additional? Yes.
Careful.
I make the body with a recyclable plastic bag. So it's like an ornament. So in the
A
video,
lot
you
of
can
work
see
goes
how,
into this.
how you
I've
can see
done
the
this
cut
kind of beading.
inside. And it's all made with the thread and needle. I use two different kind of needles and two different thread kind of beads. Plastic, metallic, and crystals. They can be outdoor because I use plastic in the body. So this is like a grandma product.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah,
'Cause you're
but I love it.
using needle and thread,
Yes,
correct?
yeah, yes. I like it. That's kind of my hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working with the beads because I like the Huichol art, the beads that you put on top of any figure. And I have a lot of beads, so I'm going to make use out of them.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much.
Very nice. I like them. Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions?
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay, so we can get into discussion, if any. I need a motion.
Move we accept this vendor?
Okay, anybody?
I
Any
second.
discussion? I don't know. It's very good. I like, very good.
Thank you. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elias, very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
We'll go every other.
Here.
Are these your pictures?
Yes.
It's nice that you love doing what you're doing.
Okay, the next one, Downtown Merchant, to be rejuried, Lindsay Garcia.
So if I may, just briefly.
Yeah, I want staff to home in on this. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we asked this particular vendor to come back before you. They had probably about, let's say 95% of their booth was products that had not been approved by this board.
Wait, say that again?
I said about 95% of the booth were products not approved by the board.
That's not true, but go ahead.
Well, it is because we sent the video out to the board so
We
that they
watched
could
the video
review.
today.
Go ahead, this has all been approved at my other booth, so go ahead. I have two booths, I've been doing the street fair for 6 years.
So I guess that's part of the problem.
That is part of the
We have
problem.
two different booth names, two different businesses. And when this particular vendor came before you, they were under the Downtown Merchant name of Prickly Pear, is that correct?
Prickly Pear Boutique.
And and the products that they presented at the board meeting were a large majority of clothing items. And their booth has somewhat transitioned into more household type of decorative items. So I had a conversation with the vendor and asked them not to put items in their booth that had not been approved by the board. I went and I reviewed the meeting, and there was a single household item that was presented before you. And that item actually I've not seen in their booth yet. So there's two issues. There's a staff issue of having a vendor presenting items in their booth that they have not been approved of, which we all know goes against our rules and regulations. There's a second issue of what seems to be, I mean, prior to this meeting, we had not realized it, but thought maybe there was another downtown merchant who was supplying product to that booth, which it seems there is.
May I speak? Are you done?
I was presenting to
Oh,
the board,
okay. Are
so
you-
they'll let you know when you can present.
All right,
Well,
let's
let
hear
me
what you
explain
have.
what's going on here because,
Well, I have one question.
Yes.
Are there two separate booths now?
Yes.
There are, and there should be two separate business fronts
Licenses.
presenting. So what it seems is happening is, there's two separate booths with one merchant who is providing product to both booths,
okay.
which goes against our rules and regulations as well.
And just before we get into any debate, just clarity, it's Prickly Pear Boutique.
Yes.
And
I have another business called Terra Gallery.
Terra Gallery.
Been down there 22 years on the street.
Okay.
Probably had a booth for about 6 years. Okay, are you,
Wait a minute. So you're here representing,
Prickly Pear Boutique.
And your other booth
but you're
is-
not with Prickly Pears. You're
Yes.
with Terra.
I'm the owner of both.
Oh, I see.
Two separate stores, two different stores.
two different merchant
Okay.
stores.
Yes.
Correct.
Before I let you talk, from what I understand,
New.
the movement of merchandise is going back and forth from one booth to the other during street fair.
Okay, may I address?
Wait a minute.
No,
Wait a minute.
Not yet.
And that's what I've gotten from staff. And the other thing that concerns me is there have been a lot of attitude, not good attitude, towards some of our staff members. And as a board and as staff members, members of this board, we really don't appreciate that. So that being said,
I have one more question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So is the issue, one merchant cannot have two booths? Is that what you're saying? So he has to combine these items into one booth? Should we approve that?
Or
Is that
separate them
correct?
out. Two
Well-
separate. One's a
Oh,
boutique.
We see you over there. We're trying to
You're not
clarify.
even clarifying
Well,
what
let
it
us
is.
just figure it out first, because we're trying to figure out, we'll get to you in a second. So you're saying that he cannot have two booths? He can only have one booth, but he has to combine the merchandise, is that what you're saying?
No.
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 Okay.
What we're saying is that the merchandise is not interchangeable between two
Right.
booths of two distinct businesses, regardless of the fact that they happen to be the
And
same.
I
mean,
totally agree with that statement.
He can have, wait a minute, he can have, there can be two booths.
Yeah, I
But
totally
they-
agree with that statement. Our booths are
Excuse
totally
me, I
different.
haven't given you the floor yet. So one booth is for Prickly Pears, the other one is for the other. You cannot interchange the merchandise, whether you own both or not. You have to keep the merchandise from the gallery in one booth and Prickly Pear
I
in
agree.
your booth.
I totally agree with that statement.
Okay, now, go ahead, tell us your story.
Okay, I agree with that statement. Both booths have totally separate merchandise. Everything sold in the Prickly Pear booth is found in our Prickly Pear boutique. You're welcome to all go in there, you'll see the merchandise in the boutique. There is a perception that we're selling the same. Now, we have spinners in our Terra Gallery booth, they're totally different than our Prickly Pear spinners. That's a spinner. This spinner is not found in Terra Gallery, totally different manufacturer. Now, I assume that they may look similar, but they are not. And you're welcome to come to both stores, take a look, and you'll find everything here in Prickly Pear Boutique.
What booth is selling the spinners?
Prickly Pear Boutique.
That was never okayed by us.
That was brought to the last.
That's the only thing that was.
Spinner was the only
That's the
home
only
item.
thing that
Yes.
was, yeah.
These other items were approved at the previous, let me finish, were approved for the Terra Gallery booth. When we opened another store, we transferred these to our new store. So now we're selling them in the new store booth.
So you're saying that those are now at Prickly Pear?
Yes,
But
they are
they
not
were
sold in the Terra
But they were
Gallery.
not approved for prickly pear
Okay, so
booth.
that is why we're here now. Here's the product.
Got it.
But there is
They're
overlap.
all,
There is
it is an
overlap.
overlap.
What is the overlap? I don't understand what the
These
overlap.
items are in the
They're-
gallery, and now you're saying they're also in
They're in
prickly
Prickly Pear Boutique. They are not sold at the Terra Gallery booth.
Are they sold in the Terra Gallery store?
Some of them may be,
That's-
others not. This,
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
what,
It can't be in both stores and then bring it on the street and putting them in two different booths.
as a
Well-
business owner, it is not uncommon to have the same product on the same street. There are plenty of people selling the same bathing suits. Are you going to say one store can't bring their bathing suits out, another one can? It makes no sense what you're saying.
Staff?
You're limiting me how to represent my store at the street fair. The whole prospect of letting businesses out there is to display their store the best way they know how to.
Okay, one thing I would ask, because this is what's sort of feeding this,
Fire.
yes, I was going to say issue, but we're not store, we're discussing stores, plural. 2 stores, 2 booths.
Yes.
And each booth is not singularly, the question that I understand is that each booth is not singularly representative of their named stores.
Not true. You're welcome to come to our store and take a look
If
yourself.
I could finish, I'm helping to clarify
Okay.
so that we can come to a resolution in this matter.
Okay.
But if we're going to continue to bump heads while we try and help you to be a successful merchant on the Main Street arena, then it's not going to work. What I'm trying to clarify is we have 2 stores with 2 booths. The question is at hand is that items in the prickly pear booth that are presently being sold were not represented on the day last year when they came before this board for approval. Yes, the spinners were on there. Yes, clothing was on there. Yes, hemp bags were on there. Chickens were not.
We all watched the video.
Okay, so I would like to add a chicken to the booth.
But you sell these in the
You sell them
gallery.
in another, in another.
There are
booth.
plenty of stores selling the same product. Are you going to limit what a business owner can sell and represent a
If it's
store?
owned by the same person and you're trying to sell in 2 separate booths, then yes.
I think what you're telling me is that this committee knows better how to represent my store than me.
All right, can I just say something?
Yes.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but you're a little bit out of hand, and we're going to ask you to calm down and speak civilly to this board, the same way we're speaking to you, number one. Secondly, if you have transferred items from store A to store B and are no longer carrying them in store A, that's one thing. But you're approved to display these items already at your other booth in VillageFest. We cannot approve you to sell, to show the same item in 2 different booths. So unless you're going to start it all over and reapply or adjust what your item list is for Terra Gallery, which means that these will not be part of that, and then apply again for whatever items there are for Prickly Pear, and then we can actually evaluate each one of those individually. Is that fair? Does that make sense?
Yes, let me say,
Okay.
if I sound angry, I am a little frustrated that I'm even
I'm
here,
sure.
had to do this. To me, it seems very unfair. My employees are not happy. They've had people come up to them and tell them they're violating some rule. And they don't know what that rule even is. Been told-
But, excuse me, sir, but that's on you. If your employees are frustrated because of that, it's because the violation of the rule is from the business owner, and you do know
Okay,
better.
But we weren't violating any rule. And what again, let me stress, there is
Okay.
nothing in the Prickly Pear booth that is sold in the Terra Gallery booth.
These are already on your list for
Okay,
the
if
Terra
we-
Gallery booth.
okay.
You stated here earlier that you've already been approved for those to sell them in the Terra Gallery booth. Did
Okay.
you not state that?
Yes, I don't want
Okay.
them in the Terra Gallery booth. We sell these at Prickly Pear Boutique now. I would like to sell them in the Prickly Pear Boutique.
Then they have to come off of your booth at the Village Fest.
You
They're
have to come
not
off the
at the Terra Gallery
approval for that
booth.
booth.
So my question is, then what is all this? What is the issue that you're having? Can
I
you
don't
keep-
know what
can
the
you
issue-
keep
that's
them
what my-
separate?
Hold on,
That's what my
hold on,
frustration
everybody,
is.
just hold on. I'm going to turn this over to staff because these are the 2 people that have investigated this, so I want your feedback.
So the intent of of VillageFest is to maintain a art and craft festival for the community. In recent years, we allowed the category of a merchant category to assist the merchants who are largely impacted by VillageFest, to allow them to present products out on the street. As this board is well aware, that particular category, it was graciously donated half the rent to participate at VillageFest. Our obstacles run into when it feels as if merchants are taking advantage of that gift. This particular situation has been difficult because staff has realized that these two separate booths, they came separately to VillageFest, are interchanging. And whether or not the merchant did the changing in their storefront and then never advised staff and this board, that's the situation we're in now. We've got two separate booths, and as you all are very well aware, we work really hard to try and place vendors in particular locations so that they're not conflicting with vendors that are near them, so they're not conflicting with merchants that are behind them. And when vendors all across the board, any category, make changes to their booths and do not advise this board and do not advise staff of those changes, we run into a lot of obstacles, whether it be with the public, whether it be with vendors, whether it be with the merchants that see these stores, see these vendors on the street. So this is where we're at.
Can I have that?
There's two separate businesses that came before you. And in their storefront, it seems as if they made changes and then just put the stuff out on the street. So we need to clarify what booth at Village, what storefront is selling what, and make sure that that is represented out on the street. And that's where we're at. So I think part of the problem is now the merchant has come before you with products they want to add that are only available in Prickly Pear Boutique now. They want to add it to the street, but I'm not quite sure what was been taken out of Terra Gallery. So
Well,
we on a
that's-
staff level, how do we monitor
Yeah, I
that?
mean,
That's my question is, if these are going to be sold exclusively at Prickly Pear, then they can't be in the gallery store.
May I speak?
hold on a minute. Has anybody from staff gone to Prickly Pear's store? And what have you seen when you go in there?
I,
Roosters. That's the only.
Only the
home
rooster.
decor they had, whether they changed it now. I went there the night that I saw that, because I walked over and and the cards on the table were not Prickly Pear, they were Terra Gallery. And I said, why are you over here? Your booth is down here. Why are you in front of Lulu's? And you said, because this is Prickly Pear.
Then I think we should go back to the original, what they first came with, and just okay what they first came with. That's my feeling.
May I speak?
Wait a minute. Anybody else have any?
Well, maybe you should, since it's the same person, why don't you charge the fair rate on one and charge regular rate on the other? And then still
No, because they're
separate it,
both
or let
downtown.
them line item everything that's going to be sold at Prickly Pear and line item everything that's going to be sold at Terra.
Because they're all purchased manufactured items, which is out of context with the art and craft fair, where you're supposed to be making 75% of the items of each item that you're actually displaying. So
So then are you
only as a
saying-
downtown merchant can you sell things that you source from
Right.
wherever, right? And that's the issue here, is that it's almost like you're combining them into one store with two different shingles on the two stores,
yeah.
and then having two booths for the same, and
Okay, again, both
and it feels like
booths
that.
do not share product. Every booth has, all these items here, you will not find in Terra Gallery booth, all of them.
But what about the
But
Terra
you'll find
Gallery
it,
store?
exactly.
You may find a few
Yes,
items, but there's
that's the
nothing
issue.
wrong with having two different stores selling the same product.
I won't argue that point.
Yeah, you're penalizing me. If you have a good product, why wouldn't you put it in a new store?
Right, but
And
every
a du-
time,
and
what you sell in your storefront, to a degree, is your business and your prerogative. Once it hits the street, it becomes our interest.
Yes,
I am looking at photographs here.
yes.
Would you say this is a photograph that was presented with your application for Prickly Pear? as to what the booth will look like?
I don't know, yeah.
You don't know.
Well, she was here.
This was the summer when we first started, and we were kind of a lower-end clothing store, and as we progressed, we became more higher-end, and we became more home decor, and we're not able to take our higher-end clothing. I can't take a $200 dress out to the street. fair.
Understandable, because it'll get dusty, dirty, and snagged, and there goes your $200 dress. However, we approved a booth that looks like this. My understanding, and I'm only going by what's right here, this is what was photographed at VillageFest. You have not come before us.
Clear record.
This is prickly booth or terror?
Pear, prickly pear.
Okay.
What we're saying is
Completely different.
to boil this all down.
Do you have a picture of Terra Gallery booth?
That's not what's in question.
Well, I'm going to show you that they're totally different booths.
But that's not what's in question.
That's fine. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about Tara at this point.
Well, if
Because
you
you
wa-
have the globes, I know
Yeah.
that booth very well. But what I'm just trying to,
Can you just add this to our booth? I don't see what the problem is. Just add it to Prickly Pear booth and we're
okay,
done.
that's why you're here, because
No.
it's not that cut and dry. We're asking you back because you changed the merchandise in the Prickly Pear booth without coming to the board, which is a violation of the policy as set forth by the city of Palm Springs. We follow the guidelines set forth by city council. They said anytime it has to be rejuried or a new product, it has to come in. It's part of the agreement. We're
Just like the
trying to
previous-
distill this down so that we
previous
can come to a resolution of some degree.
Yeah.
So, clothing out, housewares in. You're asked to come back because that's not what we agreed to.
We still have clothing. In fact, we have more clothing pieces than home decor pieces in the
I
booth.
see one piece of clothing in that photograph to the left-hand side. It looks like a little cover and a dress on a mannequin, spinners and other chickens.
There's a whole rack there on the side. There's about 40, 50 pieces of clothing on it.
And this picture was taken after I had a conversation
Yeah,
about
okay.
the items in their booth.
There's
Is
been a
it
rack of
possible-
clothes there.
I'm going to ask the staff, is it possible that we temporarily not have them on the street and then have them come back at a later date and really show us what they're doing?
This is it,
That's
right
up to the
here.
board's discretion.
Well, because this is all full of conflict, this, right now. So that's what I propose.
So,
And I guess the question is, if you do carry these items at the Terra Gallery, why are you not showing them on the Terra Gallery booth at VillageFest?
Because the booth.
And you've already been approved for them, by the way,
Yeah,
for
the
their
booth
village representation.
is- The booth size cannot increase. Our booth is full at Terra Gallery, selling product that sells. We have two great booths out there offering product to what people want. They're probably some of the two most busiest booths out there. And I mean, I really don't see what the problem is. This is my store product
The
right
problem
here.
is that you cannot have two booths for Terra Gallery, and that's essentially
Technically,
what
that's
you've
what it is.
accomplished by doing this. And it's unfair to the other merchants who are restricted to one booth per store.
Yeah, which?
And again,
was-
it's not
was
the whole reason for the fair. The fair is an art and craft fair. That's the idea of it. We allow the downtown merchants, because you're impacted by everyone being in front of your store on Thursday nights, that's what Jasmine was actually trying to explain, is that was done as an accommodation because we realized that it was treading on the businesses. But you cannot take that to the next level and basically take all the stuff you had in one store and separate it out now and have two booths so you can sell it at both ends of the street. It
I
just
have a
can't be.
question to Jasmine. Which one requested a second booth?
Terra Gallery has for a couple years.
Oh, so you wanted two booths?
Several years. I'll take another booth. You're going to give me
No,
a.
that's against.
We'll have three booths.
It's
I'll
not,
take as many booths as you give me.
it's against policy for any
yes.
downtown merchant to have more than one.
Well, at one
booth.
time, you guys were sending us
So you figured out
emails.
a way to get your two
No,
booths.
you were sending
We
out
had two
emails
different
allowing
businesses,
second
though.
booths in the summer.
But the merchandise is in.
You were allowing people to have second booths.
Okay, so let me hear from the board on what you think we should do.
So I think that you need to itemize your products and stick to the booths. One booth with this and one booth with that,
Okay?
and that's it.
That's what we
That's
have
the
now.
No
bottom line.
crossover
But
in
you
the
have
stores.
you have a clothing boutique, and then you have a gift
So you're
boutique.
saying any product found in both stores, I'm not allowed to sell?
on each other's, in
Well,
each
I-
other's booth. Exactly.
It's not,
Well, I think you're treading on,
Then I-
I think you're treading on ice right here, and I think you need to keep one separate from the other. No matter, even if you're a merchant, you can always send, hey, go to my other booth, I've got that stuff there.
they are separate, and the reason there's business cards, I mean, we're there to promote our businesses. So I'm
Well, you and
promoting-
everybody else, every
Yes.
other merchant there.
Yeah,
So,
you're telling me I can't carry the merchandise in my store at the booth?
You know
No.
what? I really think we should suspend prickly pear temporarily so that the board can go into the store
Thank you.
whenever.
Come
Well,
and- come and
that means
visit
that
anytime.
booth would be suspended.
Well, I don't know why you have to suspend me. Unless
Then
it's,
take
Because
a
the
motion.
merchandise in the booth
Yeah.
does not reflect what we
It's too-
approved
yeah,
in
we are-
September.
it's a
okay.
gracious gift of what you,
do
what
you
you've
want me
got.
to sit down again and you can call
But
me
you've-
up and we'll,
But you've
you
got a
can see
gracious gift
product?
of one booth at half whatever everybody else sells because you're a merchant. You're taking advantage of the
I'm
second.
not taking
You are.
advantage. I have
You
two
are.
stores.
All right, that's enough arguing, no more. I want to make a motion that we suspend them temporarily until the board can really go downtown and really look at this situation. Go into the store when they don't know it, and then if they want to come back, then we can go through this from the beginning.
Do you want these items separately placed on your next agenda, meaning the two different booths?
I think we're going to have to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think suspension for the prickly pear at this point is necessary.
And there
Prickly
should be
Pear
no-
was
there
approved
should
to be a
no-
clothing boutique.
Right,
and
there should
honestly,
be no
there-
We are not
crossover
a
between the two
clothing
merchants.
boutique.
No more talking, please, no more.
We're not arguing about the storefront, we're arguing about the booth.
And that was
And-
approved as a clothing.
Yeah, may I say one comment, please? The last time I was in front of this board, I believe it was Joy Meredith, asked me why more businesses weren't putting booths at the street fair. At the time, I said I don't know because I was just getting out there. I can tell you right now, this is partly why. You're putting business owners through this, just trying to make a living representing their merchandise in a tent.
That's
That's it.
But your store is also open during Village
Yeah.
Fest. So
You're
it's not like
penalizing me
that's
for
a-
having two stores.
No
I'm
more
just-
arguing, please. Okay, I've had a motion, do I have a second?
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, all right. That carries.
What is the next step for me?
Staff will follow up with you once the
Yeah.
board has
You follow-
made a decision how to
You follow back
proceed.
up with the staff.
Yeah, are we going to get a refund?
We can.
Yeah.
And I actually would really like to have Joy as part of this conversation as president of the Main Street.
Yes, I would too. I
I
wish she was
actually
here.
had hoped she'd be here, other than unfortunately, health will
sick.
not allow
And
that.
please, all of you, visit the store, 155 South Palm Canyon, right next to Chico's. If you want to visit the other store, it's 189
All right,
South Palm
the
Canyon.
next person
You've been in
coming.
our store plenty of times, I recognize you.
Thank you, guys. The next person, Arts and Crafts, Silky Bear. There.
Heavy one.
Sorry that took so long. You got ready?
Hello. Hi.
I'm sorry to follow that.
Apologies
Just
to all of you.
breathe, we're okay
Yeah, I
now.
know. My name is Silke Bayer. I'm the founder and owner of Silba Body and Skincare. It's all natural, simple and effective body and skincare company. We offer, as I said, body and skincare products that are all natural, partly organic. And
Can you pass one of your boxes around?
yeah, that's what we.
Just the box?
Yeah.
I just want to see the,
Actually, she's
I just want to see the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Thank you.
All of our products are without any toxins or chemicals, so there's no alcohol in there, there's no fillers, no parabens, no artificial flavors or dyes, colors. I formulate also every recipe by myself.
Good.
So I start with the developing, and then I
Oh, okay.
manufacture, and then I label and I package.
is right.
So everything is done in-house. We have 3 different lines. So what you're getting here with the testers are, with the green color, it's our first line. It's our daily essential skincare line. What it practically is, it includes all the products that would be necessary for a basic skincare routine. The second line I formulated is called 327, and it's our signature line. It has a little bit more products that goes more into anti-aging, so it's a little bit more expensive. The third line is our body line, which has body butter soufflés, a body oil, and aloe spray. I'd like to be or become a vendor of the Palm Springs VillageFest because I want to increase our brand awareness, in the local community. I want to be a part of it, and also to the visitors we get here in the valley. So feel free to try, smell.
The souffle is great.
Thank
So
you.
where do you manufacture this in Palm Springs?
It's still we don't have a storefront yet, so it's still in house,
Manufacturer.
home based. Yes.
Out of your
It's
home?
still out of your home, yes. It's 2 different rooms that are now no guest rooms anymore. So no guests.
They're overrated. Do you have a video? I see a very comprehensive pile of pictures, but I see hands, not faces.
Right, I was just going to mention.
Yeah,
Do
this
you have
is
a
why we-
video of you guys doing this?
I don't
Actually,
have
all they really have to do is have some pictures of your face
What the
doing it,
face, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
present it to staff.
Okay, yeah.
Because the rest is very good, we just need to see.
With
That's
the
me.
gloves,
Not
and
the
it's
hand.
hard to tell who's actually doing
Yeah, okay,
it.
no, not a problem.
Skin tightener?
It's a good, yeah, just take
Cellulite
wrinkles
and skin
away.
tightener?
Which one is it?
No, I'm just.
She's asking, and if
Skin
you have
tightener?
this, I would like a
If I go
50-gallon
down
drum.
my body.
Dip myself in it.
Well, they help over time, and they do really, really a good
Yeah, I
job
don't know if
over
I have that
time.
much
But I
time
don't
left.
have miracle products.
These are great.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Very nice product. Do you
Thank
sell
you.
them in department stores or anywhere else?
We are at Nature's Health Food Cafe in
Yeah.
Palm Springs. We are at the farmers markets in Quinta and Palm Desert, and we are a local vendor in Whole Foods.
So,
Whole Foods, very nice. That's
good.
very
Thank you.
good.
Anybody else have any questions?
question, you're going to do this year-round?
Well, for the
For
Street
Village
fair.
Fest?
Ye-
Your
well-
plan is year-round?
We may wanna- yeah.
If the first season goes well.
Okay.
Yes.
If we are successful.
How does this, some of the creams and the lighter whipped do in the heat?
It wouldn't be a problem because when I go to farmers market, I'll keep it in the ice chest
Oh, okay.
and just put out the testers with the body butter souffle. Because if it gets over 90 degrees, it's not good. It's not getting liquid, but it can change a little bit.
Okay. All right, if nobody else has any questions, to get us into discussion if needed, I need a motion.
Would we accept this vendor?
I second.
Make that motion in contingent that they,
If they deliver the
pictures to them.
staff,
Okay.
of
Oh, of
course,
course,
with
sorry.
the faces.
Okay, any,
Very nice.
any discussion? No, everybody's happy?
Ladies.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nay?
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you.
Just provide them with a picture,
Okay.
okay? Great product,
We
great
need the
product.
lavender.
I'd like to buy some right now.
Lavender's beautiful.
I love lavender.
Just sleeping in no time.
Okay, give them a chance to,
David Conroy?
Silky.
yeah. The next
But
one
it's
is
not like
David
the one that's
Conroy,
drying.
Arts and Crafts.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, David.
No kidding.
I'll give you a minute to set your things up, and then you can,
Want to get it so that they hand them around?
Yeah, just,
this way, yeah.
oh.
Darn it, she saw it.
No, I used to use molten brown toner on my head for a shave.
Unusual,
Now I'm just using the shave. I haven't found a good product out here.
very unusual.
L'Occitane.
Are these pins?
That's in progress. So like that one is done.
Oh, I see.
And those are the
Okay.
made of, and these are ones that are.
Awesome.
Okay,
It's called Daddy's.
Okay, so it's both heads. That's interesting. That's a hair thing.
I brought this, I didn't know how this was gonna work.
Where do they go?
And we can just, yeah.
They look like they're earrings. These are parts too? Some of
I
the
made
pieces here?
jewelry out of mostly stainless steel.
Yeah, some of these are the
nails.
beginnings.
Oh, okay,
That.
so I was gonna say, good. I'm sure
They
we
told
put
me to
this
bring
room
some
here.
stuff in progress.
Okay, David, why don't you take that microphone, you can start telling us about yourself. We have a good selection here to look at.
You're at the art festival on the,
Very
In-
different.
you and I've spoken with my friend Robert when he was talking, everything in this box is made from nails.
Yeah, this is all.
It's
nails.
very incredible. Yeah.
It is.
He's got a great booth.
Here's the pictures.
Okay, hold on.
I think I told you to come here, matter of fact.
A lot of people have told me.
Yeah.
She wants to take credit, though.
Well, I am,
Look at
because he was
this.
at the last art field, and I think he's fabulous.
Take a look at this one.
Oh, I know
This
his,
one coming
that's
around.
nothing compared to his stuff. Yeah, I know all about it.
Goodness, great. Oh, I love
Very
the
good
ring.
product.
So I'm new to the area, I just moved to Yucca Valley from Baltimore. We moved
Oh,
here in
Baltimore.
April. I graduated from the Maryland Institute College of Art in '83.
I'm from the Philadelphia area.
I started making jewelry in like '96 and started doing it full-time, the art festivals in 2008.
So what festivals are you currently in?
Tell him to pass that.
So I'm doing the Southwest Arts Festival in 2 weeks in Indio. I'm doing Cottonwood, one in Fountain Hills.
Very unusual.
So are you looking to be a year-round vendor or seasonal or what?
If it goes well and I didn't have to travel and drive around the country all the time, I would love to be here. But I've already paid for some shows and I don't know, like, I haven't had a chance to come down here and see what it's really
Do you have
like.
a picture of a booth that you would be using?
Yes, it's in the,
I didn't see
in
it.
the Ziploc bag.
Try that,
Did you
Dottie.
see this one's the bolts? So he has a fabulous booth on that, I don't know what we call it.
Oh,
It's the-
here it is.
It's the art festival.
Oh, that is a
On
great
the
booth.
corner of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I just started doing the street fair at College of the Desert.
Yeah, fabulous. Great work,
Thanks.
great work. That's a true artist in jewelry.
There's a picture of him doing it, okay.
Can I see the booth?
This is what a Village Fest is about,
Exactly.
arts and crafts.
It really is beautiful
Handmade
jewelry.
things.
I like this one.
What's your price range on some of this?
My
Not that it
price
makes
range
us
is
pay
like
when he's-
$20 to $300.
Which is immaterial. You can charge whatever you want, but it's beautiful work.
I try to have a variety. It depends
Right,
on.
right. Does anybody have any questions?
Beautiful work.
Here's the
Let's
booth.
make a motion.
I move we accept this vendor.
I second.
Any,
Julie second, sorry.
She's trying.
no discussion, I take it, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. All right, there you go. Have fun down on that street.
Do you get a discount at Home Depot? when you buy
Riley's
the nails?
Branch. You're next.
I bypassed those kind of stores a long time ago.
Very beautiful stuff.
We'll see you on the street.
Here you go.
And don't forget your mannequin form.
All right, the next one is Riley's Brand.
This is like railroad mail and stuff.
Now, how does she pronounce that first? How do you pronounce your first name?
Adrinch?
Very pretty, thank you, Adrena. I didn't want to mess it up. Oh, yes. This is for the market, farmer's market for tea. I don't think we have any tea down there, do we, guys?
There's a lot of lavender
Oh,
tea. I
look
think
at
they're
this
trying to tell
different
us something on the lavender
flavors.
today.
Lavender.
Wow.
So, have a little student. Hopefully you guys are all up to some tea. I have samples for you. Everything is moving towards that.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Take it off
I
the
was
stand.
keep reminding myself over there and I came here and
I
I
know,
forgot
'cause
about it.
it's a
Sorry
little
about
tall
Wondering
for you.
how long
There
it
you
would
go.
take you to sit.
Okay, so
Oh,
it's better now? Okay, wonderful.
Keep it up to your
So,
mouth, though.
if you don't mind, give me a quick second. Let me just set up my packages
Yes,
also.
take your time.
Yeah, no rush.
So, everything is made with organic ingredient. I'm a home-based business also. And like Silka, I don't have any living room or guest room or anything. My whole house is business.
Okay.
Can you pass
And-
the bag around, please?
Absolutely, yes. Actually, you can go around here and I will bring you.
Just one.
Yes.
Just
one's
Just
fine.
one is
Just
good?
one.
Okay,
Girls, pass that bag. Right, there you go.
for you, ma'am. There you go.
Because she's picky.
So I do in two different types. The one that is passing that way is the tea bag ones. These are the loose tea because I know that both of them are in demand, loose and the tea bag. And I can, in order to give you samples, I need to.
Smell this, it's lavender.
Oh,
Lavender tea.
And we can
well,
we
I
lower
learned.
that for her?
I learned. Pardon?
If you twist that, you can lower it.
This one? It's good. Wonderful. Okay. So is it okay if I pass some samples of the tea also?
Pass it this way. Sure.
Would it be easier if we just came up and?
This is the
cinnamon and cloves, I will give separately.
Okay. She's, yeah. Ooh.
So what is the prices on your tea?
for your piece, I'm sorry. The price is on the tea. So if anybody purchases one package of the loose one, it will be 11. If they purchase any more than one package, it becomes $10 each. For the tea bag packages, there are 15 tea bags inside them, and out of the entire package, they will get some 2 gallon of a tea. One package will be 13. If they purchase more than one, again, it will be $10 each.
And you have listed on your bags such as, I don't even know where I am on this one.
San Bernardino.
Lavender tea.
Yes.
Better sleep, healthy digestive system, bowel movement, and liver, reduces nausea, detoxifies. Where are these claims coming from?
So basically, all the information I have done research, and in my website, I always let the customers know because my website is on the package also. If they go to the website, there is an information page. All the health benefits and the sources where I got them from, it's mentioned in the website.
And
I
will
mean,
you-
these are research. I mean, I researched them, and I took them out. It's not that something I just. It's not my knowledge, basically.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And will you be in the booth? How many people will be manning your booth?
Just me. Yeah, I don't have any.
She has no room for anyone
Have-
else to sleep in her house. Remember, it's all tea, so.
Have you done fairs before?
Yes, I have.
And how
done
do you do
fairs.
at the, how do you normally do?
Not bad. Obviously, it goes by the season. Certain seasons more than the others, but overall, they've been good. Yeah.
And are you sell this by the cup too, hot tea?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for mentioning. I just recently started doing by the cup. I go to the Saturday morning market at the Joshua Tree, and I started because I get there pretty early and it's pretty cold at that time in the morning. A lot of people, they would just keep coming and asking, do you have a cup of tea? Do you have a cup of tea? So I thought, well, when they're asking, it's not a bad idea to provide them with. So I started doing that. What I do, I have the same air pot in a larger size. I make the tea the same way I make for my samples at home, and fill them up and take the cups with me with the lid on it. And as much as I have tea inside the air pots, I provide my customers with a cup of tea. As soon as I'm done with it, it's just, I mean, it's done.
and
I
what's
don't
your-
make it on the site,
And
though.
what's your price for a cup of tea?
$2.50.
$2.50. So I'm just looking at pricings that
Yes.
you're working with.
Yes.
And you have to sell a lot of tea bags to make the booth price.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking you might need to add a few more things down the road to be able to equivalent the price of your booth. I'm just doing numbers, and the numbers, your numbers are a little, you know,
lower.
low. Just
Well,
down the road, think about
I
something
understand.
else.
Absolutely, yeah. Although I am, I'm going to be adding one more type of tea, which is the strawberry tea, pretty soon, which this Saturday I'm going to take it to the Joshua Tree. So it's going to be just tea because I thought too, if I bring any other product, it might be too much of a hodgepodge, and I didn't want customers to be distracted. So
People
No,
buy bags of tea.
I think so too, yeah.
Thank
On
you
the
very much.
application, does she have that she will be selling the tea by the cup? Is that,
I was thinking maybe scones or something by the, that you,
Okay,
you know.
my business name is Riley's
add that?
Brand, and then my
add that to the-
basically, how should I say? My goal is to basically make the Riley's Brand as a brand with a different products. So one of the products that I just started with
They're the
is
ones
the
that
tea, and hopefully, when I'm more established with the tea, I will continue with other things. One of the things that I want to come right after the tea is a vegan chocolate, and I'm working on it right now. I don't want it to be far off from my product because if I want to have, for instance, in the same boot, one of my friends, she really likes my cooking. She's like, why don't you make this food? I'm like, because it doesn't go with tea. It has nothing to do with it. But the chocolate,
I already just
it's a
talked to,
prepackaged thing again, and that's what my goal is because I do want to go to the stores and represent my product to the stores. I have only 2 stores right now that they're selling my product, but I want to expand it. So that's the goal. And I do want to add other products, and I totally agree with you, especially with tea, which is kind of hard product to sell.
Just remember to bring it back to us
Yeah.
before
Oh,
you
absolutely.
approve.
No, for sure. That's for
But the
sure.
coffee
Absolutely.
person does
If
pretty
I
good.
have the time, I will do that
Yeah.
for sure.
This is for staff. If she's going to be selling it by the cup, does she have to go through any other paperwork with you guys, or will you take care of that?
Health department certificate?
I actually did contact it previously with the health department, and I talked to Caroline, and she said that as long as you're not preparing anything on the site and everything
Okay.
you prepare at home, then you're fine.
Okay.
And I know I don't prepare
And
anything
Your
on the site.
tea's very good.
It is very good.
very
good.
I like that lavender.
Thank you so much.
Anybody have questions?
No, let's make a motion.
All right, give me a motion.
I make a motion, we accept the tea.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
See you on the street.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Very
time. Sorry.
Good luck. Tea, that's, we never had tea.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say or not, but if you guys like to have the packages, please, you're more than welcome.
we can.
Okay, yeah. I kind of thought.
We will definitely get in trouble if we do that. Thank you, though. Okay, the next person is commercial vendor, Heyman and Summers,
Oh, the solar lanterns.
and Frederick Ruffini, is that it?
Alex Farzani.
Pardon me?
Italiano.
Okay.
Good Italian.
Hello.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the board. How are you all today?
Oh, we're good.
So this is a presentation of what my booth will look like if I am approved, and also our marketing materials that we'll be handing out at the booth. Going to the lighting, which is right back here, past all the furniture. So the product that we'd like to promote at the street fair is our solar lighting. It's perfect for Palm Springs, and it's going to make a really nice presentation at nighttime. Our lights are
That's great.
dimmable, sustainable, and the frames are handmade, but not by us. We do have a retail, sorry?
I'm sorry, could you run through that one more time?
Oh, certainly. So you have a few different settings on the light. The first one is automatic, so it will only come on when it's dark. So when I put my hand on it, tricks it, makes it think it's dark. Then also there's a motion sensor. So when something goes by it within 30 feet, it brightens up, which is a safety feature for people who have trouble seeing at nighttime. And then we also have the second setting, which is a manual mode, which is fully dimmable.
And this is all solar?
It's all solar. It doesn't look like it, but on the top of this lamp here, This matte finished product is actually a solar panel. I've been to the factory and helped develop this also. I'll pass this around so you guys can take a look.
So when you buy them and you set them on the table out by the pool and you leave them there all summer long baking in the sun, how do they do?
The only thing that will weather is the frame, which is that's a teak frame, so you'd have to get a little bit of oil on that if you don't want it to patina. That's about it.
Do you have different shapes?
Many different shapes. They're all listed in that brochure there that he's passing around.
Yeah.
But they all use the same light source there on the top. It's one module that fits all the different lamps. It's like we invented a solar light bulb, if you will, and the frames are designed around the lamp, so you can just pop them in, pop them out, interchange them, just like in your home with the
So
light
you're
bulb.
just going to present them and then give information where they can buy them?
Correct. We do have a local store in Rancho Mirage that we
Okay.
would like to send people to promote the business.
Great.
We have very poor visibility where we are, and no one even knows where we are or that we exist. So we'd like to hopefully change that, please.
Where are you on Palm Desert?
We're in Rancho Mirage. We're right on 111 and Bob Hope, right across from the river, next door to Lamps Plus and Perch.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you move to Palm Springs?
We'd love to. Actually, we might consider doing that when our lease is expired in the
That
next
Toy
couple
Store
of
just
years.
went out.
Who is Les Jardins?
Les Jardins is the brand that owns the store.
Okay.
So
you're
I
rep.
am the vice president of Les Jardins, and I also run the store that we have here in Rancho Mirage.
So all of these products are part of,
All of those products are at the store, but we wouldn't be displaying all of those products at the fair. We would just like to display the solar lamps because we feel that that will make the most impact and be a very nice presentation on the street.
I agree.
And you ship, of course.
Oh, absolutely. We do have a website, so people, when they take the card from the fair,
They can
if
go.
let's say they have a home in Ohio, that's no problem. They take the card home. If they buy 3 lights or more, they get a free shipping.
And what does a unit like this cost?
That unit retails for $199.
Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, what's the website?
The website
What is
is
by land?
lesjardins.solar. I didn't know .solar was a domain until we got it, so
Coming in
it was
as
pretty
business
cool.
versus just a representation versus selling. One is by land, two is by sea, and I'm not sure will be.
No.
No? Okay.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
The midnight ride at Florida.
Okay, let me have a motion.
I move that we accept this vendor into the street fair.
I'll second.
Any discussion? No? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None.
See you on the street.
Thank you very much, everybody.
you go.
Okay, good luck.
I think you'll do well. Sure. Can we? Can I?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is entertainment. Alan, I can't pronounce.
Excuse me,
Ehrlich?
you have to see face.
Hi, Alan. All right, tell us about yourself, Alan.
Okay, so my name is Alan Ehrlich, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and I've been performing probably for 50 years. I'm retired. I was an ER physician until about 7 or 8 years ago. We're seasonal residents. Down here, I played in a country band at the Palm Canyon Roadhouse for 4 seasons, and the band I was in played at Cathedral Canyon Country Club for about 5 years. And what I'm proposing to do is, originally I came in thinking I was going to do a trio, and then the bass player announced a couple of days ago that he's selling his place and moving, so it looks like it'll be a duo unless I can replace him. And you can hear samples of type of music we're going to do on this CD, which is all original songs.
Okay. Are we?
so far it's nature sound.
It goes with the lavender
I'm not rushing.
It's not ours.
What?
A little bit of a, would borrow this.
Set player, how old school?
We've got what tonight?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. No, I've already told you, city council, city clerk. I'm not rushing.
Really?
Yeah, we've got some stuff to talk about.
I'm not going to do it.
You may have to go a cappella, my good man.
Oh, great.
We could do a video, yeah.
Anyway, you asked me to bring in a picture of the setup, of how we'd be playing, so I have it on my phone. I can pass it around.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
For his wife and for little children, he would slave in the fields every day. But his only rewards were the pains in his back and the debts that he couldn't repay. When he saw his neighbors returning with the greenbacks rolled up in their hands, then he knew he must leave his family, head for the promised land at the borderline.
Okay.
And they're waiting for...
That's your voice.
Yeah.
That is your voice.
Yes, that is my voice.
Very
And then
good.
someone else is playing the guitar, or
No, I'm playing the guitar.
you're doing both?
Yes.
Good, good.
Wow.
Anybody have any
I was gonna
questions?
say, is that Bob Dylan?
Not at all.
Okay, I need a motion.
I make a motion, we approve.
I second.
No discussion? None? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Say no.
Thank you.
Okay, there you
Hear you on
go.
the street.
Okay. What's the schedule like for performers?
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
the next
wait,
one,
Staff will take care of you.
Okay.
yeah.
You want to know what the schedule was for?
On-the-go clothing with Pam Lynch, Arts and Crafts. Hi, Pam.
Is this a downtown merchant? No.
No. Okay. Oh, I like it already.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
okay.
My name is Pam Lynch. I have been, I've been here before. I embellish these pieces.
You want to hold the mic up to, there you go, Pam, thank you.
Take it off, hold it.
It's being recorded for the war.
So I embellish these pieces, and I do scarves and I do ponchos. Can you hear me?
It doesn't sound like the.
No, I don't think the microphone's on.
Microphone's off.
Okay.
Oh. There you go.
Okay, so these guys here are the scarves I do. And
Yeah.
Just
sure,
one.
sure.
Pass one.
Just pass one.
So I brought the paint and I brought some of the yarn that I use. And I use these two little needles here. They're plastic. And I use the suede yarn. And I use the puff paint here. So the scarves start at $39. I have one on here, which is a little more because I do more work. And
Clip.
Pinch the bottom like a hair
Oh.
clip.
you have to be smarter than the.
Because you know a lot about hair clips, sir.
You got that part right.
So those are the scarves that I do. These here are the ponchos, and these guys are ponchos here. But if you take it off and instead of going over your head, you go around and through.
Clever.
So those are my best pieces. And I've been doing these for about 10 years.
So what do you mean you've been here before?
Well, I had a booth and I did scarves, but I had a pulmonary embolism, so I couldn't continue.
Oh, goodness.
And I've been at the College of the Desert for 18 years. And after I went back to work, and then I came back and I wanted to do more of a boutique. And I did pants and I did tops and I brought my scarves and my ponchos. But I got juried in for the pants and the top and the jackets I made. And what I realized is that I hated sewing.
Oh,
So my passion is embellishing the pieces, and that's what I love, and that's what I've really been doing for.
Where do you source them from?
The pieces are made in Bali,
Okay.
and the yarn, I buy retail because you have to have a yarn shop if you want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't just buy wholesale. They won't sell it to you.
Wow.
They send you to a yarn store, which now you have to buy almost everything online because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
not a lot of them there. So this would be my most expensive here because this is what it's a lot of work here.
They're interesting. So the actual garment,
Yes.
do you make that?
No.
So
Comes
that's
from
your, all right,
Bali.
so that's your canvas, and what you're doing is embellishing. Okay,
Yes,
got it.
that is correct.
So you don't do you sell these tops as well?
I do at the college,
Tanks?
I do at the College of the Desert,
But
but I
not here.
don't, but no,
Okay.
no.
Because they're not made.
Because I don't,
and they're
I
not-
don't do,
they're
I
not
paint on
listed.
them, but I don't do anything like this.
Right.
But the top that you're wearing now, that was.
That is the top in that
Oh.
picture.
Yeah.
And that's what you would find at my booth at the College of the Desert. But I would only be selling the
The
scarves
scarves.
and the ponchos.
Because of all the work you do to them, yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
And you've
anybody
been
have?
you've been at college for a long time.
18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been, have you?
We own M&J Barbecue over there.
Anybody have any questions?
Great
No?
product.
Give me a motion.
I move we accept this vendor.
I second.
Any discussion? Nope. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none, okay.
We'll
There
see you on the
go.
street.
Thank you.
Good luck down here.
You'll do well.
Yeah, it's a good product. I like it. Okay, give her a minute. Okay, arts and crafts, next one is Sode Velarde. Did I say that right? Oh, there she is, okay. She was helping the other one, yeah. Oh, wow.
Hi.
Very nice.
Okay, my name is Aunt Vardy, and I make like a minimalist clothing line using.
Talking to them, please.
My name is Suad Velarde, and I make my own clothing. I use natural fibers like linen, cotton, very minimal, and I'm from Morocco, so I'm inspired from Moroccan culture, a little bit Asian, like Japanese, Western, and versatile, so I can show you the pieces, how it works. Tu peux venir, s'il te plaît, comme ça tu m'aides.
Very unusual.
So I make, I can just pass this one. Some of the pieces are unisex.
Oh, nice.
So like this dress is good for traveling. It's called Ada dress.
That's okay, hold it. Just hold it.
Yeah. So this is Ada dress. You can wear it either back or front. So it's like having two dresses. So it's good for traveling and on the go. I'm always on the go.
Very Japanese.
I have a lot of Moroccan.
And most of the clothes has pockets. So that's the number one. I need to have pockets. So the one I'm wearing here, I have pockets in the front and pocket on the back. And some of them I have the back color as a contrast.
There are pictures there.
So I see that you have models and some photography. Are you selling this someplace else online?
No, no. I just want to go to like small market like this. I want to keep it small and limited. I don't
Okay.
want to. I don't think I want to go to stores.
But it looks like a brochure. What are we being passed? Yeah.
This is the line sheet, so I can have all send it to because she wants me to send her each piece.
Okay.
So I
So
try
you got
to.
people to model and where's your shop?
I have in downtown LA, but I work a lot from home
Okay.
because I have two teenagers and I'm a single mom, so that way I can keep my eyes on them.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
Good idea.
So like this piece, you can wear it like, this is like 3 pieces set, or this is a nice layer piece. It's called like a robe jacket. And I love tunics, so this is a tunic. But in the meantime, you have a pocket like a pants, or you can just wear this one and over leggings.
I love that.
Yeah. How come I can't wear that?
It's a lot of.
Are they all one size?
Okay, I can.
I noticed, I used to have everything one size, but lately I've been having a lot of Asian, and I have to
Tiny.
get, I have to go small.
Okay.
So a lot of small, but a lot of the size is always oversized like this.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, nothing fitted.
Right.
I don't.
Do you have different patterns and different?
Yes. So like this one here, it's called roll linen. I love linen. So this is roll linen. If I can pass it, you can touch it. Just to.
Doesn't linen wrinkle a
No,
lot?
it's,
Yes.
you get good linen, it doesn't.
If it's a
Yeah,
mix.
I have linen that doesn't wrinkle. Some does and some doesn't. This is better.
It also depends on where you are.
So, like I'm wearing this one here, you can wear it in the front and the black.
It's a nice fabric.
Or
Yeah.
this.
So you got Monday, Tuesday,
And are you,
Wednesday with the jacket.
You know, because I'm always on the go, so sometimes I have to be all day out, and I can just switch, or and you can dress it up, dress it down, but very minimal.
You just use jewelry.
Just yes, you can make it. Yeah, jewelry makes a big. It will change
Yep,
everything.
it changes the
That's-
whole look.
This is my best dress seller. It's called
that's
Sandra.
nice.
It has like a pleat here, and it's like high and low, very feminine. Yeah, versatile and goes with my body, and she can wear and I wear it. But for me, it's very forgiving.
are you looking to be year-round?
Yes, for sure.
I think it's very nice.
Yeah.
Ready?
Does anybody have any questions? I like the colors you're using, too.
And I
Good
love.
for you.
I'm
Questions,
doing now color
anybody?
blocking.
That's pretty.
I
Oh, I
love
like that.
eco-friendly, so I don't
Yeah.
want to waste my fabric.
Yeah.
So I like
for
to
you.
say this here.
Like that one right there, what would be the price of that? Just curiosity.
This one?
No, the other
Color
one.
blocked one.
Yeah, that one.
This is 95.
How much?
95.
Well, that's
Oh, you
a
could
good
walk
price,
the
yeah.
dog.
Because I make them, so I don't
Yeah.
have so much overhead.
No. Price is up to you.
Yes.
Having the flash.
And some of the fabrics from Japan too.
No.
So I get like an
Yeah.
eco, whatever left, they send it to me.
Yeah, it's nice fabric, I like it.
Flash.
Okay. No more questions?
I might use leather too, just so you, I make
Oh.
my own
Okay.
belt. So I might use, I will say something, okay.
Okay, I need a motion.
Motion to approve this vendor?
I second.
No discussion? Nope. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none.
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, you're
Très
welcome.
bien. We'll see you on the street.
Good luck, good luck.
Excellent.
Take your time.
I was trying to
take your time.
remember if I could. Something on the roof.
Okay, Farmer's Market, this is for barbecue sauce. Renee Bennett?
Gibbons.
Hope you brought a hibachi with you.
Renee Bennett Givens. I didn't see that last name.
Better bring some chicken to it.
Okay.
Swear.
Oh, look at this. She's her own sandwich board.
We don't have a hibachi, but we just
Oh,
there you
that's
go.
all right.
Look at
Oh, I
this.
like that one.
I love your outfit, Monica.
Does he make you wear that all the time?
That's spousal abuse.
That's because you're saucy.
I like the jar.
Little extreme.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass out some jars so we can take a look at.
Yeah, go ahead, thank you.
Do you have to wear it? Can you walk in there?
That's cute.
And then we do have samples.
We are BG's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce. Darn good barbecue sauce. I think your husband had some. He
I don't
tried
have a
some.
husband.
No?
It might have
my
been one of her
cousin.
boyfriends.
That's what
though.
happened.
I was going to say, that was going to be news to this board.
He's my cousin.
Oh, yeah, right, it's a
He's my
boyfriend.
cousin.
You're from West Virginia?
Down at the COP.
Yes.
So this is made in Washington.
Oh, good. Michael?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
My name is Bernard Gibbons, and I am the BG on the jar.
I am the chef that makes this barbecue sauce. And it all started from, we live in Seattle, Washington, and we come down here in the wintertime. And so we thought we'd come down here and expose everybody to our handcrafted barbecue sauce. It is handcrafted. I know you guys know there's a million barbecue sauces out there. What makes this barbecue sauce unique is I make it myself. It is not a manufactured or a manufactured processed barbecue sauce. And what makes it so good is that the process, how we do it. All my ingredients are sourced locally. I don't buy anything from the grocery store. All my spices are from a spice company that's local in our area, and they make their own spices. All their spices they make themselves. So,
Oh my God, that's so good.
and that's why we call it a darn good barbecue sauce.
Darn good.
So you are making this, here's a quick quiz. What's the name of the town in Washington you're making this?
Long Branch.
Okay, so you're making this in a,
Commercial kitchen.
okay. And then you bring it down in your RV?
Yeah.
It jarred already.
So if we
It's
get
all-
addicted to this, come spring, we can't get any more?
Oh, I have a online store.
Okay.
I have a website, an online store.
I have a
And-
question. Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I think, I don't know if in that booklet, you have a picture of me in the kitchen making this. I think it's one in there. It's
They're
a
busy
picture of
eat-
me.
They're busy eating.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, but me and my wife, I make it and I jar it and bottle it and also label it. So I do the whole process.
Good for you.
Yes. And we started this is that we couldn't find any good barbecue. We're originally from Kansas City. And we grew up in Kansas City, and I don't know if any of you guys know, but that's in the country, or that is really in Kansas City, Missouri, you'll find some of the best barbecue in the country. You gotta cut with this.
Spicy.
Got a little bite to
But
it.
it's
It's got a little bite.
No, I was being snarky.
Oh,
I've lived
okay.
in the South too long, and it's the
Yeah.
barbecue sauce argument.
Oh, what's the barbecue sauce argument?
Oh, it depends on, what kind of barbecue is it? Is it
Well, this is not.
Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Right,
Tennessee,
yeah,
vinegar-based,
North
mustard-based,
Carolina, yeah. Well, this is not a vinegar base. This is mostly a
good.
tomato-based
Mm-hmm.
barbecue sauce, and
How many varieties do you have?
just the one. Just the
Makes it
one
simple.
variety,
What does each jar sell for?
$12.
I have a question to staff. Since it's made out of the state of California, is this a problem for us?
No, because he makes it himself.
Oh, good. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
why we quizzed him on what town it was in.
yeah.
It is really good.
Are you,
Okay, that's
you
not
want
that
to be
problem.
seasonal as opposed to full-time?
Yes, seasonal. We're down here every winter for about 3-4 months, so.
Good for you.
Anybody have any more questions? Nope.
Where are the ribs?
Should have brought the chicken.
Yeah, no ribs.
Well, you
Okay.
can imagine, you taste those layers of that sauce all
Oh,
through
yeah.
that
I
sauce.
will be buying a jar.
Yep.
Okay, I need a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the barbecue sauce.
I second.
All those in favor, no discussion, all right. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you,
Delicious.
guys.
We're all
See
gonna
you
be
on the
buying it.
street.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll enjoy that.
all right, we got one more here to go.
Thank you, Jesus.
Adolfo Lopez, Arts and Craft, the leather design. Oh, we saw that video.
Oh, we saw your video. You guys need to take your show on the road.
I didn't see the video. It was with the agenda.
Missed that.
Me too.
Well, hi, my name is Adolfo. My wife, Sofia Lopez.
Hello.
Everything you see here, we make ourselves. I'm going to start off with about 8 years ago, I was looking for a wallet and I couldn't find one. that was exactly what I needed. So I went ahead and I did my first one, and it's been fully washed and dried twice by accident, and it's held up. So my friends started asking for one themselves, and I started making it. Well, about 3.5, maybe 4. I'm going on 4 years. I got laid off after almost 18 years. My wife, we don't have any kids, so she's like, well, go for this. So as we're doing farmers markets, I started paying attention to the customers, and some wanted something that will hold 3 to 4 cards or some business cards. So I started making that, and then people wanted someone that had cash to be able to hold cash. So I started making something like that. As well, passport holders.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's nice.
from the simple bifold up to where it comes down to just catch-all trays, as well as either headphones or up to the bow ties.
These are the bow
Those are the bow ties, correct?
Very nice.
This is perfect.
It is
Yes.
perfect.
You
That
can't
is-
get men's wallets like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, I'll give you
I buy
another
mine on
idea.
land from.
Oh, I think all you guys should get one
iPhones.
of these, don't you? Look.
With a magnet,
Carol,
the
don't you think?
crappiest thing
Oh,
I've
yeah, I'm
ever
waiting for
had.
that one to
You
get
need a
here.
stronger, and this carries cards.
Oh.
So these,
Yeah, I think
with
you
any
all should get
iPhone, it doesn't hold, it used to, the old one, but the new ones don't anymore.
Oh.
This would be a good item for you.
Daryl.
Thanks.
'Cause I need
Yes,
a new
sir.
one.
Jealous.
Oh, there you go.
The only thing, do you have a picture? You got that we saw
Yes,
the videos.
yes,
But we saw the machines. but
correct.
We didn't see you
Yeah.
working the machines.
Definitely. And it's those are just some of the things. It's hard. She's the one who has the 9 to 5. I have a part-time job,
There you go.
so it's kind of difficult.
All we needed.
Yeah. It's
All we needed.
it's. I'm gonna come down to the point where I'm gonna be teaching how to make these wallets
No, it's fine. It's
ourselves.
just we saw the machines.
No, definitely. And I have a picture of myself in there as well.
Yeah,
Are you
it's good.
looking to be full, year-round? or-
Just seasonal to see how it goes.
Okay.
And hopefully, if it does go well, then we'll go from there.
What's your, what's your price
Correct.
range?
We'll start with the pink one right there. That's $10 to passport holders are $35, if I'm not mistaken. Cash wallets, which is the turquoise one, that one's $25. And our number one seller is the baby blue.
Fair, good
That
price
one's
for leather.
15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
nice.
But
I think he'll do well.
yeah, that one's.
I think he'll do well.
And those catch-all trays, it's for jewelry, keys, change, anything in the front.
Where are you located?
We live in San Diego, in National City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we do everything from our little room studio
So
apartment.
you'd be driving in every
Studio
Thursday?
Correct.
apartment.
Yeah.
Cute idea. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions? None?
We accept this, man?
Why am
I second.
Any discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. There you go.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you on the
Looking forward
street.
to seeing
Okay.
you.
Great, thank you.
I think we're all gonna
Thank
be
you
by
so
the
much.
bonus.
Okay. Do we have any, okay, unfinished business, VillageFest poster contest?
Nice. Post
Ladies.
contest, any news?
Anything? We had any entries?
We have not.
So
What?
nobody came in at all?
No, we have not had
You
any
went through the
entries.
holidays, how would they?
So the deadline was before, and if you would have showed up for the walkthrough, you would have known this.
Nobody cares about Christmas.
God, they always
I
pick
know,
on
it's
Julie.
terrible.
What do we need to do to incentivize something for our 2020?
I think you need to provide an incentive.
I'm happy to do that, but I mean, do we have to go through the city, or is that just something we can decide on?
What are some options? What are some ideas that you'd like to
That he-
discuss?
He's going to give a $100 gift certificate for anybody. That's
No, I was
probably-
thinking a free booth, or at least for 1 month, but we also need to really clarify that their name's gonna be plastered all over it to get them marketed. Because I think the marketing is a huge draw for this.
Okay.
So that if you put in the image and you're selected, then anywhere the Village Fest logo or image goes, you go. And I think that's gonna be a good selling point. And then if they have a booth, upon juried, they gotta go through all the rules, but we would give them a month.
So are
Or
you
something.
suggesting a booth to actually sell their art, or are you suggesting as a commercial vendor just to promote their name?
Well, both, because if they
So
are the
either,
artist,
yeah.
we will recognize them as the artist, image courtesy of,
Yes.
But my question is, if someone doesn't have the initiative and want to do it, why do we why waste the energy with it? I mean, if they're not interested in coming forward, you're enticing somebody to do something for something. They should want to do it because they're there.
I would agree with that, but we see how that got us.
Nowhere, so okay,
Yeah.
let's leave it at
Well,
that.
it used to go well, but I think as time has gone on,
Yes.
the interest isn't there, so an incentive probably is needed.
Do we know why it fell off?
No.
Do we have any insight, crystal ball?
Probably a lot going on in the world right
No,
now.
I think it was a bit of timing as well. It's
be.
trying to find the appropriate time where we have enough artists there to engage them, but also not when it's a heavy season that they're occupied with
They're
not
busy.
only Village Fest, but a lot of artists do Friday shows and Saturday, Sunday shows,
Yeah.
and then they spend the rest of the week making products. So I think that's part of the process. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to provide an incentive and see if we could get some engagement, and if it doesn't work, bring it back to the drawing board and see what other types of incentives we could provide.
Just throwing something out there, any interest in actually transforming it into something different, more like a school art thing? Talk to the art teachers in town and get entries that way from students.
Oh, that's a good
And
idea.
potentially do that instead of it being only for grown-up artists, because maybe that will, A, generate more entries and interest, and secondly, could have a different kind of benefit to sort of provide motivation to a kid who is interested in the art world and possibly, it could be their first accomplishment type
Art
thing.
and wine festivals in Northern California was part of one where they have high school students compete to design the logo on the glass that they're going to sell. And I think they get like $100 prize or something, but that glass has their logo on it, and it's really successful.
Yeah.
My question is, who has the time right now to
It
handle
may
that?
not be for this year.
Right,
Maybe
I don't
it's-
think for this year, we're already, it's January coming up, Valentine's, we've got, don't we have the cupcake thing?
In March,
Birthday,
yes.
Yes, you got Easter, I think this year is already.
Yeah,
When do we want the entries by? I don't even know what this contest is
It
about.
was
Is
December 1st.
Okay, but then what happens? Is there an actual public show of?
Yeah, the idea was to
of-
roll it
of a
out in the
contest?
new year, and then we, in the past, we've been able to give some accolades to whoever the winner is at a city council meeting and say thank you for
I'll
submitting.
tell you what then.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What if we try to pursue this as a student project and change that date so that the decision is made before the end of the school year, so it coincides with nearing the end of the school year, and then that very next city council meeting is where they get recognized, and kids from school will come, and their parents, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
I would concur with everything on that, except right now, I think we're getting behind the 8 ball on the schools. We'd need to roll it into the 2021 school year.
You have, at the end of the school year, you have graduations,
Yep.
Yeah.
and there's another whole thing that they're gearing 2 months in advance
but
for.
we're only
So
in
if we did it for May
January.
1st,
Right.
so if we
Yeah,
did it
but
for
the months go
May 1st.
We're only in
fast.
January, so.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm
we got
asking. A
art
friend of
teachers.
mine is an art teacher
Okay.
here in town, Charlie Ciali. I'm sure you guys know
Oh,
him.
yeah.
He used to be the art commissioner a long time ago.
Can we ask what if it's too late to get, I'm just thinking finals and proms and all of
Yeah,
those
but
other
That
things.
comes like after March. I mean, those.
Well, we
those
got
are-
Easter break or the spring
Okay,
break,
but-
so.
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out so it
Keep
works.
trying, and maybe we'll get,
students could be into
don't
this.
let show.
Oh, yeah,
I'll just tell
I,
you from years past, we've done the youth, we did a youth
Yeah.
We did.
component of banners downtown, and we tried to keep them up. And Joy led that because she also does the holiday banner contest. So she has all the connections already and knows how to get the information out. She rolled everything out for us to head into the summer. I want to say it was the end of February, beginning of March. And she caught everybody before the end of the school year. And then we had the banners downtown during the summer season because it's a little slower. So we don't have as many banners in the downtown. So we kept them up throughout the summer. So maybe we could talk with Joy about a reasonable timeline to possibly still connect with all the art teachers and get something done before the end of the
Yeah.
school year.
Let's give that
I
a
think that's a
try.
great idea.
Oh,
to do.
yeah. I
So
mean-
is there anything that we would need to get approved before we could move ahead to change it to that?
No, this is a program that this board has put together
Yeah.
and done year after year, so if
It's
you
our
want to
baby.
change the components of it, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I will make the call.
Okay.
I'll speak to Charlie this week.
Yeah, Charlie's a nice guy. I
Oh,
think
you
he'll
know what?
cooperate.
It's in Arizona. All right. I'll speak to him soon and find out if he has any interest in this. But who could just give me a little more insight? Like, is it a size of the poster? Is there a
Joy
theme?
could.
Yeah, talk to Joy.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to on with this. All right, any new business? None?
Incentive.
No public comments? Any board comments? I have one regarding the downtown merchants. I'd like to see a moratorium,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why. I run into people from time to time that, say, oh, I'm interested in maybe having a booth. And so I give them information, and I tell them about the 75%. They go, oh, no, I walk that street. There's a lot of booths down there that are selling regular stuff. I said, yes, because a lot of them are downtown merchants. And what I'm afraid of is it's going to get to be too much, and the dynamics of the street fair, by the look, because not everybody looks to see whether they're a downtown merchant. And I, want your feelings, staff. What do you think about maybe putting a rotation on them or a moratorium?
Well, we'll let the board discuss that. I did do a basic breakdown from the numbers of 2019
Right.
of vendors and kind of the percentage of where we spent at least the last year. The merchant vendor category is a bit heavy. I hadn't realized that we had gathered so many throughout 2019. So it's up to the board's discretion whether that's something you want to consider.
Yeah, I would like to consider that.
There's quite a few downtown merchants participating now.
And I think we got a good example today of this sort of sense of entitlement, like, I'm a merchant, I
It's
should
their
be able
street,
to,
in
right.
other words. That's what I got from
Rather
him
than it
today.
being, as you were saying, Julie, it's a gift that they get half the price, and most of
privilege,
them,
yep.
and their stores are open. This gentleman today, his store is open Thursday night, so it's not like we're limiting him in any way from people walking into his store. So I agree with this idea of maybe looking at some kind of a moratorium or some kind of a rotating.
So something we've done in the past would be for nonprofits. We had them, once we reached a certain percentage, and whatever the board had decided at that time, because it did vary. The percentage during the summer was smaller than the percentage during the high season. So whatever number that was that the board decided, staff kind of maintained that. And once we got to that number, then we put everybody on a rotational basis. And we did that with nonprofits for a few years. I believe it was 6%. Once they had gotten to 6%, that's when we started to rotate the nonprofits, so you could be a month on and then a month off.
So not only with the moratorium, but I think there needs to be some kind of rule that if one merchant owns more than one store, he can still only have one booth. There shouldn't be two booths. I mean, this is a perfect example of
Yeah.
what just came up tonight.
Well,
that-
you see, he wanted two booths all along.
Well, he
and
didn't
this is
seem-
the way he got.
Yeah, but hold on
thinking
one
he's
second.
gonna
Whoa,
get
whoa, whoa. Let's not get too carried away with that, because what if somebody owns an ice cream shop and well, that's a bad example, but if they're an ice cream shop and they own a clothing store, right? The thing is, what this vendor did is they pulled a fast one by, they just did the, what's that trick? with
Bait
the
and
free-
switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just took the merchandise from this store and put it in this store,
Right.
because the stuff in this store, they don't really want to show anyway.
Well, I
They never
think-
did. They said it's too high-end to put out on the street. So if that's the case, there's no reason for Prickly Pear Boutique at all
To be on the
have
street.
a booth on the street if they're not going to show their clothing. They are a clothing boutique, yes,
But they're not
They're
the first
carrying other
one that
items
had
in there now,
pricey
but yeah.
clothes.
I think the thing he didn't get too was if it's sold in his gallery store and then he wants to cross over and put it in Prickly Pear, that's the issue. It's
Well,
not
He
merchandise
transferred
that's
it so that he could
represent-
get two booths for that one.
Yeah,
store.
If he
I-
did it in the
saying it's
storefront
not
is
in
one
the-
thing.
If he
yeah.
kept trying to make a point, these items were not in the booth.
Right.
Right.
But they're in his store.
Well, he was
And
trying
that's,
trying to double.
Yeah, and I think there's a fine line that we need to be very wary of between
But anyway,
storefronts
let's
and
get back
booths
to the
and keeping the
moratorium.
booths, one booth per storefront. But, yeah, I don't want to saturate and become an extension of
No.
what's already there.
Exactly.
Because
the
it becomes
look-
an outlet, and we don't
Well,
want to be a
exactly.
bargain outlet.
It's what other people walking the street have said to me. Well, wait a minute, they're not, and it's because we're being saturated, I think.
And we also want to continue to be an attraction to our global
Right.
guests.
Can I just move that we put the merchant vendors on moratorium? We accept no more merchant vendors?
So it has to be actually an action item. So what we'll do is we'll put it on your next agenda.
Okay.
Under legislative.
Good.
And then we can have further discussion, give this group some time to think about it, some options, whatever it is that you want to do. We'll discuss it at your next
Okay.
board meeting, and then we'll take a vote, because it'll be under legislative actions.
Okay. I have that letter we talked about. Do you want that?
Okay. Yes, I need everyone to sign this one. This should be the one that was corrected, I believe.
Give her that.
Because I took everybody's.
Shall I read it out loud, or do you want?
No,
It's okay. Just, I took everybody's additions and corrections.
Is that the same one that you've got, is what I want to know? Are you
not sure.
passing that around?
No, I was just taking a note to remind
Okay.
myself of something.
Oh, this is the same guy.
No. That was something else.
This is the other, this is the,
This is the guy that
I remember, yes.
harassed,
yes.
and we want this to go to everybody, because this vendor that came before us today,
Got to start
they
over and bring
gave,
it this
they
way.
gave attitude to staff.
Yeah.
And
So
he was
we-
he was
gave
giving us
attitude.
Are
attitude.
we going to discuss this tonight or no?
Yeah, I
Are we going to
think we
discuss
should.
this
Yes, we
tonight? I
should.
think we need to be done with it one way or the other.
We'll discuss what?
Discuss what?
these people, what action
We
we
already
take.
took the action on them.
We didn't.
Well, they're
We just
temporarily
We
suspended,
did
that's
not
their
permanently.
temporary situation.
Suspended for how long? I think we have to,
to the store.
we have to
Yeah.
make,
Have your time.
I would put it as an item on the
Yeah,
next
we'll
agenda.
just add it to the next agenda, and in the meantime, we'll put it under
Well-
legislative, so if you want to take some action,
The
you have the
problem
ability to.
is he's going to bring things from his store
Yeah.
into that store.
There is no point in going to store.
Wait a
can I
minute.
sign it?
No,
you
you know,
can't.
I say they should be gone.
Well, we put them on a suspension based on today's vote. So I'll put it under legislative action at the next meeting. The board can view both storefronts if they want. They could go out to
He's
VillageFest.
going to manipulate it.
And then you may have a discussion and make whatever decision you want at that time,
So is he suspended currently
at this point.
for
from
just
today.
prickly pear?
Just
Correct.
quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Because
we have
that,
to go look at
technically,
the
that's the
booths.
booth that we asked to
Yeah.
come back before
We
you
would like your
because they were violating the rules and regulations.
Okay,
I think we have an answer on that
I
already.
think so, okay. Any more board comments? No. Subcommittee, compliance, Flick, Monte, and Campbell.
We haven't been down there because of weather and holidays.
Okay, next time. Social media, both are not here. Food court. Dan?
Nothing to report because we were already filled up. We have the maximum number, so without revoking someone without cause, we really
All right.
can't do anything more with the report.
Okay. Main Street, we won't have that today. Any staff reports?
Well, I just wanted to make sure you all received the breakdown. If you have questions, let me know. It basically becomes like a synopsis of an entire year, so the numbers kind of vary. Some vendors fit into multiple categories, some of our jewelry vendors have, so we try and give you the best full picture
They're
that we
pretty
can
high,
with it
the
is.
merchants.
It was surprising. I hadn't realized
I
it
didn't think
till
it was that
did
high.
I didn't either.
Okay, that-
Until I did the
yeah.
numbers.
I just
No.
wanted to make a comment that I think that any merchant, vendor, whoever, they need to respect these two on the street.
That's
And
what that letter-
And by drawing the line of what's gone on shows that we respect our people that we work with. And that's number one, because the world has gotten out of control
Right.
with
I agree.
disrespect.
Well, that's
So-
the
in
reason.
all fashions of life.
That's the
So
reason for
That's
that
very
letter.
important that we
Yeah.
make a stance on
Because once
this.
that letter goes out to every vendor, and we already know that most vendors are not like that.
Right.
The letter is really for people like we've experienced.
few.
Yeah. And so they know by this letter that if they continue, they do it, they're going to be off the street.
Because we're not the ones that get the brunt.
No,
They get
they
the
are.
brunt of everything.
Yeah.
Yes, but we do appreciate
Well,
your support, because it can be very
Well,
difficult.
we were getting the brunt today, too.
Yes.
Well, you got a taste of what they get.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, on the agenda for the next meeting, we're going to put an item to what about the prickly pear vendor?
We're not, maybe.
We have to put it on the agenda.
To,
So you either could make a decision to revoke their permit
Okay.
completely. You can you could ask them to come back and reapply. You could ask both booths to reapply, so you have a distinct knowledge of what is available in each storefront and what is available on the street. You can continue their suspension. Ultimately, it's up to the board how you
Well,
want to
they're going to play
move
games
forward.
with us, no matter what. If we don't go the extreme, they're just going to move merchandise into her store.
well, that's clear, well, that's already what they've done.
Yeah, right. So-
clearly that will
Yeah.
continue.
Right, it will.
And, yeah, so,
Can we enlist Joy?
I mean, I hate to say it's a foregone conclusion because
Well,
it's not.
Joy,
but-
I'm just saying,
Staff is
let me
going to
finish.
talk to Joy.
I'm just saying, can we enlist her to maybe consider making some kind of a statement or discussing this at the downtown merchants?
Oh, I'm
I
sure,
don't know
yeah,
if-
she'd be willing to have a conversation.
To let them know that, this is an issue, that being down there is a privilege and that they're getting a rate cut and
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't allow them to be rude to staff.
They need to be respectful.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
even
and I
more
really
so,
would
they
like-
can't manipulate the use of the
No.
booth.
Well, and Joy's been very strong about that from the start. She didn't want vendors on the street to start putting items in people's storefront and then saying they were in their storefront. So from the start, when we worked on the merchant category, she didn't want people to take advantage of the discount and the ability to be out there. So I'm sure she would be supportive of having a conversation
Yeah. I think when she
about
hears
what
the
that
whole
looks
story,
like.
she'll understand.
Right.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I move.
I just have one.
I'm
small
sorry, go
thing.
ahead.
Sorry, did you have something? Oh, just two things. One thing was the Indio's Southwest Art Festival is at the end of this month. If there are 2 board members or 4 board members separately that would like to go, do let me know if you want to do any sort of recruiting. I'd be happy to purchase some tickets so you can go out and take our flyers and look at artists. It's a local enough event that.
And when is this?
It's the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. And
Of
it's-
February?
Of January. Mhm.
Oh, goodness.
So I'd be
it's
more
next
than
week.
happy to send you all out as
so
ambassadors.
if anybody-
That'd be
I go
great.
every year.
Awesome, okay.
I might be interested as well.
Send me an email, I'll purchase some tickets so that, I guess 3 of you can go in one group. Is that right?
Yeah, 3.
Seven total? Yeah,
3.
okay. Mhm. So please let me know. I'd love to be able to get some new vendors in, generate some new interest from artists.
Great.
And the other item was that City Council made a formal recommendation at their last council meeting to move all board and commission meetings to start
Forgot about that.
5:30 or later. There was a caveat that allowed for certain reasoning that you could possibly be earlier than 5:30. I would like to see if anybody has any ideas. I know Faith and I discussed that we have a lot of vendors that come from out of town. Asking them to come at a later time is probably difficult for them. But if there are any other ideas, I have a meeting with the city clerk's office next Tuesday, and I want to be able to present some reasoning for our meetings to stay at an earlier time frame than 5:30.
Well,
Yeah.
we have, after this meeting, it's a retention meeting every other week practically. so.
Well, another thing, after the last meeting, which I didn't attend, but I knew about, we had a lot of people on the agenda, and I know that meeting had to be rushed. I did go to city clerk's office, and I talked to him, and I mentioned it to him. I said, it's highly improper for anybody to ask any board, especially ours, when you have people coming from out of state out of county and out of town. I said to rush these people through, and he agreed with me.
It's not respectful.
Huh?
It's not respectful for
No,
them.
and I
Okay.
told him, I said, if I was at the meeting, or if I would run a meeting, I'm not gonna rush these vendors. And he agreed, and he said he would talk whoever does the scheduling, so they know our position.
I think the fact that a lot of these are business people and small business people who are coming during business hours makes a lot of sense versus, coming from God only knows where at the end of the day. This seems to work. My concern is changing it up.
Till we stay at.
And a lot of the vendors are actually cottage industry, right? So
Yeah,
they're coming
yeah.
from, many are coming from home. Many of them do this because they have children that they have to get to in
Right.
the evenings and things. So I think there's a lot of reasons why we may see a big dip in participation and interest if we should bring the meetings to the evening.
I think if we go to the evenings, there's lots of traffic and people that can't get into town at that time. 3
Yes.
o'clock or 3:30 seems to be a
Right.
good time. Everybody can do it because they're homebound practically. So they get here and they enjoy the fact that they can relax a little bit before
Especially when that
rushing.
arena opens.
Yeah.
The arena.
That's a valid point, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
That's it, thank you.
That's it, thank you. All right, a motion to adjourn.
Oy.
Second.
All those in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Adjournment at 5:13.